Welcome to episode number 5 of Let's Freaking Do This. Yeah, it's been a while since we've done one, so made a little bit of mistake there in the beginning. My name is Justin Boyd. I am thrilled to be joined once again by my good friend Jason Harrell. And Jason, you're joined by somebody in your living room. Our special guest today. You want to introduce our guest?
Hey guys.
He makes handsome sandwiches.
Drinking a White Claw. A little White Claw. Jason's living room.
You know, I was thinking for a second that I wanted to be Justin Boyd this time, but I missed it.
I missed it. You know, you're the only non-Boyd on this show.
That's correct.
We have you outnumbered.
Correct. Yep. This is Russell Boyd.
White Claws are on sale and they're delicious, and I don't apologize for anything.
Right.
I haven't had one in a long time. You ever drink these? I used to keep Truly's here. I used to be very acquainted with Jason's beer fridge, and he had Truly's and White Claws all the time.
I had
one in a long time.
We had it wasn't White Claws, it was
Truly's, the sweeter ones.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. Well, you had something else one time.
I don't know. We used to carry the
Claws
hard seltzer waters.
Okay.
We used to carry them like to a convenience store or something. We carry them. Now all we drink.
Are you not drinking anything, Justin?
I'm drinking Hint, which you can't really see it, but there we go.
Yeah, those are delicious.
Yeah, that's good
I
stuff.
didn't have them until I went to his house. They're
Nice.
they're basically like those unsweetened sparkling water things, but they're not sparkling.
It's flavored water with like just a hint of whatever the flavor is, so it's pretty good.
Yep,
it's pretty good
Are you
stuff.
show off your Miller Lite, bro?
Oh yeah, sorry. I was gonna say all I drink around here now is Miller Lite. Can't even get the label right. See, how am I supposed to get us sponsored if I can't put the label on there?
We'll work on that.
And whiskey. That's all we drink around here. Actually, that's not true. Miller Lite and $6.50 bottles of vodka.
Wow. Okay. Well, you know, Miller Lite does need our help desperately, so thank you for framing it properly.
Yeah.
The second try.
National treasure. We don't want them to fade away.
Yeah.
Absorbed by all the microbreweries all around.
Exactly. So Russell, how's it going?
It's going all right, man. I've had kind of productive day. This is my first drink, so
yeah.
I have a gig after this tonight, so I have to kind of on 6th Street of all things.
Okay.
6th Street on a Tuesday.
Yeah, playing at Darwin's Piano Bar. Should be a good time.
I don't think I've actually ever been to Darwin's.
It's pretty cool. It's one of those kind of bars that has the big horseshoe bar in the middle. Where we can meet each other. I love it.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, you know,
on a Tuesday night?
It's not packed. I mean, it gets a lot of people come in for conventions or just visiting or whatever. So we'll have a steady 20, 30 people in there the whole time. People. Some business people, yeah. But people who are traveling are in a great mood, you know.
Right. With money to spend.
Fun. A little money to spend, yeah. I'll put my Venmo cards out on the table, watch it rack up.
There you go.
People request songs these days, you know, more than the writing stuff down.
So,
I play piano bar for a living. We should.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up. So, according to your website, you've played over 3,000 piano bar shows. That's a lot.
Way more than that by now.
Way more. Yeah,
that was written.
That was just yesterday.
That was written 10 years ago.
Okay.
Just yesterday. So, I have gigs this week, dude.
See,
Jason and I have a show together on Sunday that he did not remember, so I'm glad I reminded him of that yesterday. Was that yesterday? I was like, hey, you know, we have a show.
And this is, I think, the second time that the same gig you've had to remind me the week of that we actually had a show.
Yeah, it's weird.
And you know,
shows, man. Tonight's the first of 6.
Maybe this isn't a good thing, but he actually does the scheduling for this show. So that's
oh god,
I do.
Well, he did. This is one that I did the scheduling for. He just forgot to write it down. Oh, his own stuff he schedules impeccably. It's perfect.
Yeah,
he writes all those down.
Yeah, I have a calendar for this. We have a calendar for this show. Now, recently, I've been bad because I've been talking to people on Twitter and telling them, "Oh yeah, let's set up a date," and then I forget to put it on the calendar. So hopefully, I catch up on that before the actual day of the show comes up.
So the sirens are on my end, so I'll let you all talk while they.
Sure. Yeah, we were just talking about how you live in such a bad neighborhood, like shootings and
got drive-bys happening right now, Justin.
Houston's a rough place, man. I live right next to a fire station, so that's just like I'm just used to it. It's just like the soundtrack of my life. Yeah.
Cheap rent. But he lives on the grid where he shouldn't lose electricity, right?
It shouldn't, but do. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, here in Houston, like if if it rains a little bit, or if the wind blows a little bit, if it's kind of cold, we lose our power. I mean, that's just commonplace here. But let's talk about the piano bar. Let's talk about, because I know nothing about a piano bar. So let's
Okay, can I ask a question before we start on that?
go for it.
Because I've seen like one or listened to one podcast I think that you've been on before. Do you always get asked first thing about the piano bar stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, because y'all are usually doing singer-songwriters, right?
Yep.
And there's a million, quite literally, I'm not even exaggerating, a million very good singer-songwriters in Texas. You can't, like people say, you can't throw a rock without him. There's like 8 really good piano bar players.
Yeah. And you all know each other.
And I'll tell you this, I used to hate on it when I was in my early 20s. I was like, that's sellout bullshit, man. It's just it's not my real stuff. I'm going to make it when I was 23 or whatever. I'm going to make it with my real music. Now I'm like, I'm lucky to have a job. I get up on stage and just play random songs. But that's what I've learned to appreciate. So there's the 2 things I always say on stage that make piano bar fun is it's requests. Like we don't show up with a set list. We don't rehearse. We have no idea what we're going to play when we get there. People may ask for a random song I haven't heard since I was 12, and I may or may not try it depending on how brave I feel or how quickly I can Google it or whatever. But the other thing that's fun is the people sing along. It's not like a regular show. You can make little jokes that pop up in the night organically, and you keep them going. I've learned to appreciate that in my old age, man. It's a random deal. It's not the same every time, so it makes it fun for me.
So I think the first time that I went with you to the Tap was just like I don't know, 4 years ago. Maybe 5 years ago.
It's a little more than that, yeah.
Just a few days ago, though, because it popped up on my Facebook memories, which I still occasionally look at. Anyway, I think that was the first time that I had really witnessed the whole piano bar phenomenon. Because the first time I saw you do it was actually at Round Rock at the
Rockies.
What's it called? No, the
Brass Tap.
Yeah, the Brass
Tap.
Tap.
That's where I hadn't seen you in a couple of years.
And you did.
That was before Rockies.
It was like they're in the front, at the front part of the bar, and they just had a piano up there, and like
I had to actually set up microphones for that stuff, man.
Yeah, and hardly anybody was paying attention, and I remember somebody got up there and sang karaoke with you or something like that.
You're like a 7, you never know.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, well, this is piano bar, and you're like, no, this isn't piano bar.
Well, that was that's a beer bar where they kind of forced it. It is better when it's what people expect. On the outside of Rockies, it says piano bar.
But man, like the actual piano bar, especially at the Tap, that is a wild experience. One that I was not prepared for, actually, when I went the first time with them. Because I kid you not, there were people, and maybe this has changed over the last few years, like you said, they do Venmo and stuff, but like they were lined up to give you money.
Pretty cool.
Pay
or
whatever
drinks, yeah. It's good work
to pay whatever to get you to play whatever ridiculous radio song that they like.
Yeah. And the problem with that is, I remember the first time I played at the Tap, dude, I was terrified. I was so scared. When you first, it's one thing if you're like, okay, I'm going to go do this gig that I've rehearsed with these songs that I know, and people can like them or not like them. Mm-hmm. But when you have no idea what people are going to ask for. Somebody gives you $20 for a song you barely know. You're like, I want this $20. I would like to make this person happy.
It sounds like it's like musical improv kind of. Even though it's maybe songs you've heard or
people always ask, what do we know? And I'm like, something that pretty much everybody would know. It's Don't get all hipster on me right now. This is not a place to discover new music. This is a place to get, have a few drinks and sing a song you used to sing with your girlfriend in junior high or whatever.
Right.
It's nostalgia.
And if you don't follow Russell on Instagram, you're missing out on some of the silliest
requests people do.
Yeah, the silliest requests.
Can we read a couple of examples?
Yeah, go for it.
Really quickly. The last one that somebody did was actually they did it on purpose because they know that people ask for wrong things. So they did it just to be funny. But this one says, "You Don't Even Call Me by My Waylon Jennings" by David Allen Haggard. That was to be funny.
They got some of the words right, though. Some of those words are right.
"Born to Be Wild" by Bruce Springsteen. That was not a joke. They really thought that. I've got Metallica, Inner Sandman, INNER Sandman. I don't know. That's funny to y'all as it is to me. Misspellings are hilarious. Yeah, Billy Joel, Sweet Caroline. That's not right, bro. Somebody just wrote, I wish you could, probably it's not going to be high enough resolution here. No, it's not, I can tell, but It just says, "My nuts are pillows" on the request. I looked it up. There's no such song. I don't know what they were trying to say to me.
Did they give you money for it?
They gave me money for it. Yes, they gave me $4 and said, "My nuts are pillows." Maybe they were just trying to tell me something about themselves. I mean,
it might be a deep cut. Who knows? Like, you got to really.
I can't tell this to anybody else. You're the only person I can talk to. Here's a couple bucks. This one says, "Use Somebody" by the Lion Kings.
The Lion Kings.
Leon Kings. I mean, they were almost
right. I think autocorrect maybe might have hijacked them there or something.
There's this one handwritten. These are
handwritten. Okay, my bad.
Some of the Venmo ones are like that too, but they can use autocorrect as an excuse on this one, but this is not.
Oh my god.
George Strait, Neon Moon. That's pretty standard. Yeah. And people ask for, of course, Piano Man by Elton John all the time, which is wrong. But
well, anyway, maybe they want you to play Neon Moon with George Strait playing it. Imagining George Strait playing.
Do it in the style that George Strait.
Right.
Elton John, Tiny Cancer. It says if he plays today. I mean, anyway, but that's always an enjoyable part of me. And I try to read them on stage. I don't point out who did it in case they get hurt.
Right.
They usually friends will all point out, there's this idiot's on there.
Is there a staple song that you get? It's like requested every single show or most shows?
Sure. I mean, the ones that you'd guess, Sweet Caroline or Don't Stop Believing, or What's cool about those songs? And that's another thing. When I was in my, let's say, mid-20s, somebody requests that, I'd be like, "Oh, I'm too cool to play Sweet Caroline for the 1,000th time." Now I'm like, yes, I just paid $5 for a song that I can play. Right. I can sing it and not even think about it, looking through my other requests or whatever, or keep a joke going we're doing.
Yeah, you're just like ba ba ba.
Sing that. Yep. My 9-year-old daughter sings that. I'll catch her practicing some of these songs. They're just timeless songs. They just stay part of our culture now. So it doesn't matter if people are 8 or 90, they're gonna sing along with these songs. And again, I used to hate on that, and now I appreciate it. I'm like, great. It's standards of our time, man. 50 years ago, the standards were whatever, Lost My Heart in San Francisco or Moon River or whatever they were doing back then. Yeah. And now these are our standards. Everybody knows them.
I mean, I will say some of the songs that you guys do, you really make it. You make it your own. Like I love seeing you do. The Devil Went Down to Georgia.
Yeah, that's my showcase one.
Yeah, you beat the crap out of the piano on that one. Do a great job of Enter Sandman.
I enjoy that too. People, if they'll start kind of push their luck. Well, like maybe they know this because Enter Sandman's a well-known song, but people aren't expecting to hear that kind of thing on the piano. So we do System of a Down.
Yeah, I was going to say you do System of a Down.
But it's kind of like if people haven't been to a piano bar, they see piano, they're like, oh, well, they're going to play Elton John or whatever. Right. It's kind of fun to do something they're not expecting.
Right. Let's have a candle or something.
And you were asking what are some of the standards these days? I mean, dude, Baby Got Back. It's a standard. Mm-hmm. I do it almost every night of my life, and people do almost every word to it like it's Friends in Low Places. I mean,
California Love.
Yeah,
I do that one a lot.
That's pretty common. Yeah. With some of the hip hop, a lot of the 90s ones. That's another thing that's cool. I was talking about being nostalgic. When I first started in the early 2000s, what was nostalgic was 80s and 90s or even before. Now, pop punk may be nostalgic from 08 or something. Right. You know what I'm saying? But also the kids have been raised with parents who listen to Led Zeppelin or whatever, or the Beatles. So they still, a 20-year-old will sing along with every word to a Beatles song. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's probably because we have such a nostalgic society anyway. Everybody loves
it. Yeah. Like we're now kind of in the 90s is what we're throwing back to now.
Which is cool, but it bounces around. You never know. I mean, I learned early in my career that I'm not good at looking at a crowd and figuring out what they're going to like, or how fun they're going to be, or anything like that. You can't tell by looking. I mean, you just don't know.
Well, you talk about your original music, like you were talking about, like the kid in your 20s, like kind of being offended by the idea that you would play some of these songs, but I think that even with your original music, that kind of mindset has changed too. You're writing songs that you're actually hoping people.
Yeah, back then I almost didn't want people to like my song.
Right.
That was kind of a thing then, though. That was we all went through a phase.
The snobby artist phase.
Yeah, I went through a snobby artist phase. I mean, which is fine. But like I said, now I'm just glad. I mean, I was stressed out about something the other day. I was telling my son, I was like, one thing I'm lucky about. I don't know, it was just nothing major. Some couple of dumb things that happened that day, And I was like, a lot of people, they'll get stressed out and then they have to go to some job they hate with a boss they don't like, or they have to deal with, like maybe they're in retail with people who are rude to them.
Right.
Not that nobody's ever rude to me, but it's just that in general, I get to just play songs, have a couple drinks, and everybody's nice. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's a fun existence, right? The piano bar life. Yeah,
man. It takes a lot of practice to be able to just get up and not have any idea. Oh, there's a couple hundred people. I wonder what I'm about to do. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't have an act. I don't have magic tricks or a little skit I wrote. We're just talking. I just say whatever comes to mind.
Yeah.
Like, what's a set list?
Yeah. Speaking of which, I should make us a set list for Sunday. And we should probably talk about my original music because we're not being very artistic right now, talking about playing Sweet Caroline and stuff.
Well, I was going to mention that we did get yelled at what was supposed to be my original gig the other night. But we got yelled at because of the brown acid jokes.
I started that too. So first of all, you probably know this, but so Jason is my lead guitar player in my band. I'm also his lead guitar player. It's kind of a unique thing.
Yeah.
But I was the side guy that day. But right when it got dark, we're out. It's a real laid back place by the lake, and it's outside, and there's a few picnic tables.
And we've been there a bunch of times.
Yeah, we played there a lot of times. But they have these like fake icicles, like people get at Christmas, that where the light shines down, and apparently they're triggered by it becoming dark. And I made a joke. I was like, nobody took the brown acid. My acid just kicked in. It looks like there's icicles. Ha ha, hilarious joke.
Because like you're saying, nobody else could see them except for him.
Right.
We made a couple jokes, and the people in front of us loved it. But you can tell the part about the woman if you want to. As you started.
Well, I mean, it took me off guard. I've never had a moment like that in my career as a musician, having someone come up and act that way about things. And she came up, and when she came up there, I thought she was going to say like she wanted to hear a song or something like that. And she comes up there and she's like, I don't know what you guys are doing or if you think you're funny, but you can't talk about brown acid. You can't talk about brown acid I think she said like in a family environment.
And she informed us that we would never play there again.
We would never play there again, which we haven't.
And Jason was just taken completely off guard, but I was like, I pretended to take her seriously. I was like, wow, that's a shame. Man, we better really make this a good show if it's going to be our last one.
I mean, it's been 2 weeks and we haven't played there since. So.
I've been doing the music thing for, tell my age, but 20 years now. I mean, people used to do that kind of thing way more than they do now. I really think that people it's very rare to get heckled. And probably some of that is that I am better at my job now after doing it. And I'm probably better at providing kind of a positive, I'm burping from my White Claws, a positive environment, a kind of positive atmosphere. I was less good at that when I was younger and all jaded and stuff like I just talked about. Now I'm better. But I mean, people just don't do that as much, man. People in general people go on Facebook to get angry.
Yeah,
they don't do that in bars anymore as much. And in fact, I'll even say, I bet with all the negativity you get online when people go out, they kind of want to just get away from that. They're extra polite to each other.
Well, in that particular scenario, what was really silly about it is right before she came up there to preach at us, we had just played some song by
fuck you, bitch. But we had to do it. We didn't say the words. I was like, cute. And that, which the people thought was funny.
He was censoring himself, but it was Wheeler Walker,
Wheeler Walker
Jr. Yeah. And it's like a really obscene song, and we were doing that, and she didn't say anything about that. No. She came up there to talk about the brown acid jokes,
right? And
it was just so silly because the same place we're accustomed to coming there, playing and getting shots brought up there to us, like, and like there was the silliest time there I remember is when the guy came up there afterwards to say bye or whatever, and he drove his whole family up on the golf cart. Yeah, he drove on a golf cart and like rode up on the grass. It's like,
but that's fun. I love those kind of moments. I mean, it's just kind of from drinking and stuff and just being out and being dumb. But that was cool,
he lived like right down the street, and he drove a golf cart up to the bar.
He was like jamming one of my songs then.
Yeah, he was, and I think he had lights on the golf cart.
This was a couple of years ago. More than a couple, probably.
Anyway.
Yeah, man. Well, also, I often say that if I can't handle people being just intoxicated, I'm in the wrong line of work. I mean,
you're
in bars, man. It happens. I mean, and I would say another lesson I've learned. I've been the asshole before, not often, but I've done it. I mean, but I'm just in a bad mood and something hits you wrong.
Right.
Haven't you ever done that? I mean, most people do. It doesn't mean that she was like that all the time. These are all life's lessons, Justin. You have to learn.
Teach me, Russell. Teach me all about life.
Grandpa, teach you a thing or two. Look at this Gray coming in.
For all you young kids coming up as piano bar players,
young kids won't do it. Me and Danny were talking the other day. We were born at the right time to do the piano bar thing because I'm not too old to enjoy new music. There's been guys in the past who just quit doing it because they didn't want to learn any new songs. Mm-hmm. I still enjoy learning new songs and hearing what literal kids are listening to.
Yeah.
But also, I was born early enough to where I lived through the 80s, man. I was there for hair metal. I was there. I remember when Smells Like Teen Spirit came out, gangster rap and all that. I was lived through it. I mean, and I was just consuming it all the time. It makes it kind of easier, when you did it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You're talking about earlier when you started out, you're kind of jaded, but then how has maybe playing in a piano bar in front of people in these like fun atmospheres, how has that changed your music, or have you become a better musician or a better entertainer because
Absolutely,
of
yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely, because it well, first of all, it's kind of a fake it till you make it thing. Piano bar can be really cheesy if you do it the wrong way, and I'm sure when I was taught cheesy, I did cheesy at first, and hopefully I've gotten better at making it genuine without being and fun without being crushing the clown kind of stuff, feel to it. Some guys do it that way. I mean, and some people like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, having it to make things fun certainly makes you a better entertainer. And you were asking, I mean, having to play who knows what every night makes you push your boundaries every single night. That you trying to do a song. I remember when I first tried to do Guns N' Roses, which I do all the time. I love Guns N' Roses. I've been a fan of Guns N' Roses since I was a kid, but I had a hard time pulling that off. That's not my style. Singing like Axl Rose, dude. I mean, come on. Oh, you have to key stuff down. But I mean, I remember that being a difficult band for me to pull off. Now I play Sweet Child of Mine all the time and do it much better than I used to do it. I mean, it took me a long time to get that style. It forces you to sing out of your range. It forces you to play chords you would normally never play. It forces you to notice patterns of the way other people write songs that you would never have thought of if you hadn't done it that way. You know what I mean? Because I'm listening to songs I may not necessarily like or may not be my thing. Mm-hmm. But after a while, I'm like, maybe I do like it. Maybe it is my thing.
Right.
Right.
You're also forcing yourself to learn these things. Like whether you like it or not, you're having to learn something that you probably wouldn't have sat down and learned if you were just,
absolutely,
playing in your, at your house, or even like trying to put together a set list where you're wanting to pick covers. You would pick covers that you really thought would fit with your set or whatever.
Sure.
Like now you're having to learn stuff that stretches you.
Yeah, it stretches you because you're getting 5 requests a night for it. You have to do it. I stretched your mom last night. Also, there's another thing. When I'm in a band, like when me and Jason play with either one of our bands with our rhythm section, it feels so much like everybody's doing their own part very specifically. I don't even have to know what they're doing. I can tell it sounds good and it's fine. In a piano bar, if you're playing at a piano bar with other really good musicians, like especially when I don't like dueling now, but it was a great way to learn. Especially, I remember playing at Half Moon in San Antonio. I mean, one of the guys went to Berkeley. One of the guys went to Juilliard. One of the guys was Danny, who's just one of the best musicians I've ever known. My producer now. I mean, they're just fantastic. And I had played guitar for a few years, and I was a mediocre piano player. And I was just soaking up their musicianship. Mm-hmm. You have to learn to internalize some of that thing. That you learn music, you have to learn notes and scales and these kind of things. You kind of learn maybe a little more left brain. You learn to be more intuitive over time, which everybody does. Jason really is a little bit more of a right brain. He doesn't think about it as much as I do. I have to, maybe because of piano bar, I have to think about, okay, this is whatever key and I can modulate it up. I mean, like the other day, somebody requested Friends in Low Places and I was like, play the solo, and he played it like note for note. I couldn't do that. I guarantee you he's not sitting here practicing Friends in Low Places, but it's in his head somewhere. He did it intuitively. Well, and that's really what being a musician is, I say. I mean, not reading music and stuff. That's not to take away from that, but it's just being able to internalize it where it comes out the same way, like you're just talking or walking. Or
playing with you and learning your songs and coming up with parts for your songs and stuff, that definitely has served in some ways in the same way. Because, like I'm playing someone else's songs. I'm having to sit down and figure it out and figure out, like, I have no idea what I'm doing. But
you've also gotten better about. Well, that's what's good about playing, because we all come at it from a slightly different way. I mean, dude, I've been playing piano for a living for 20 years. I watch another piano player play sometimes, and I'm like, I don't know what you're doing right now. It's like it's so different from the way I would have approached it. Or also, I don't watch my hands necessarily, so I'm there's like shapes in my mind. Any musician will know what I'm talking about. There's any instrument, you're gonna have some kind of shapes in your mind of things. Like if I'm playing an E, the shapes pop out of the piano. I mean, if I'm playing in C, a different shape pops out.
Right.
The more you do that, your hands just do it. And
it's like muscle memory, right? Like you're just
muscle memory, and it's like a vague, like I don't know, I always say shapes. I don't know, but if I see somebody else, they're using different shapes than I would do. They have different ways. So whatever song they learned by heart when they were a kid, that was different from the ones I learned by heart, and it just comes out of them like water, and you're like, man, that's crazy. I mean, I do what you're doing all the time, and I don't understand it. Don't get me started on jazz, bro. That's why I love going to jazz clubs. I'm like, I play every one of those instruments, and I have no idea. I don't know where the one is. I don't know what key they're in. Nothing. It's like outer space. It's like alien music. But it's fun. It makes it fun to watch. It just makes it interesting to me, as opposed to if I were to watch a cover band, like an '80s cover band. I'd be like, I know what every one of them is doing, and that's not interesting to me because I've done that. But it's pretty cool.
So we were talking about earlier about the when you were younger and you were doing Dork Star, which we didn't really.
My old band was called Dork Star.
Dork Star. We didn't really talk about it.
Very important.
But I mean, you guys put out the I said it just earlier, the turkey thing, tryptophan. You put that in at what, 2008?
Yeah, it's been a while.
2008, and then you went for when did you put out your EP with the acoustic EP that you put out a couple years ago? However many years ago.
When the flood comes?
Yeah.
Man, that would have been like 2017, I guess.
17. So
don't
that's
quote me on that. Justin looked that up for us, buddy.
No, it is 2017. I did the research. 2017.
Yeah, so that's like 9 years between putting something out there. Like you were doing other things in between that creatively.
Yeah,
right?
Novels. Yeah,
right.
That's what I did. And which I might get back to.
So
he's going to show.
I brought this over here.
That's the one I self-published. That one.
Yep, the chorus effect. Yeah,
that's kind of like funny sci-fi. Pretty much ripping off Douglas Adams. If anybody knew who that is.
And I did want to share this really sweet inscription that he put in here. He put, "Jason, not Meredith. You probably won't like this, not because it's not good. You're just a dick."
I have no memory of writing that, but I'm glad I did. That was.
But
and I stick to it.
I think I got him to sign this that night at the Breast.
Right. I hadn't seen you in a couple of years then, so I was surprised to see you. Yeah, he didn't even text me and tell me he was coming there or anything.
Well, it was one of those nights when my wife and I had a rare night where we could leave the house and not have the kids in tow. So we went and did that. But yeah, so you wrote actually 2 novels. You've only published 1.
Yes. So let me see. This would have been, over 10 years ago that I started writing that one. I was like, man, I've always been a book nerd. I really enjoy reading, and I want to do it. And I wrote a couple of short stories and stuff, and then I started writing that. And I'm like, oh, this is me. This is something I can do. Writing a novel, it's hard a completely different way than writing a song is. I don't know how to describe it. Maybe I'll find the words as I go. But
I mean, I have to imagine it takes a lot more patience.
Well, writing songs is very difficult too. But once you've written a couple hundred songs, you can start cranking them out.
Right.
And I'm not sure you could. Well, I mean, there's people like Stephen King who can crank them out, but. I had to find my voice, something that I could write that I still was ripping off Douglas Adams some of it. So it's a funny sci-fi novel. It's about free will. A guy goes to his house and he opens up the house and there's just like nothing in there. There's no space. There's no nothing. And he finds a little tunnel and he goes in and it's kind of fun. I read that to Priscilla, my girlfriend that I dated for a year. We were dating and I'm like, there were some sentences and paragraphs where I'm like, what was I thinking? That was stupid. For the most part, I still enjoyed it. But I'm not sure it was. It's too weird to be a good thing that a publisher would pick up. My second one, I had 2 editors. My brother, who got like perfect on his SATs, he's a great editor, and I hired one online she has tons of books published, and she just does that on the side. You email her the chapters you want, or whatever, and she charges a certain amount. And my brother would make fun of me because she became a fan of mine. It was pretty encouraging, especially in the second novel, which was technically better because I've become better at it. And she would just gush, like, this is so great. I was like, that's awesome, but I'm actually paying you to make this better, not just tell me how good I am. I mean, my ego is important. I love that, but I want to make it better. So she was like, this can be published. You can do this, whatever. I hired a professional reviewer, and she said the same thing. She's like, this is really good, and you need to get it published. And I was up to like 30 rejection letters when I got asked to open for Pat Green in Waco, and I had just kind of started writing songs again. I think maybe I don't even think I'd written "It's Been Real" yet, which was my first try at a more Texas-sounding Americana song.
Right. So
I was working on it, but I hadn't done it yet.
On When the Flood Comes, you had obviously you put one of the songs from Dork Star days on there.
I did. The Best Days. That was what I wrote when I was
another
like 19.
one on there from the Tryptophan, didn't you?
Was that one or the next one? I can't remember.
Was it the 1999 song?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that was kind of like a trip hop kind of
right?
thing. Yeah, you're right. It was on Tryptophan. Mm-hmm.
So you put 2 on there that you had actually done before, but you had some.
But I wasn't sure I was going to start. That was before I knew I was going to start playing shows and stuff again. I had just.
Yeah, I remember.
I was like, I had these songs. I'd written a couple.
You told me one time, he's like, the idea of trying to put together a band and playing out like this was awful.
Excruciating. And yeah, I still did it. Well, I guess it wasn't excruciating after a couple years after that, but yeah, I just put some stuff together. I was like, let's do it, man. That's when I started doing the song swap thing at the Tap that you went with me to as well.
But you had done that with like
the scene started changing. There was that was like Cohen Parker hit, which was that changed things. They were doing things a little bit differently, and everybody was really into it, excited about it. And venues were like, "Hey, do you want to come play your own stuff to open?" So that's when we opened. We opened for Cohen Parker. Well, me and Danny did. And then I got to open for full band. I could never do that now. I mean, please. And it was like 2,000 people. Now it's like 20,000 people he plays for.
Yeah.
But it was inspiring. So I started, and then I got a divorce. Well, that was that'll make you write some songs, bro. You know? And
your divorce made me write songs.
It actually did. Justin's got like 3 songs about mine and Cody's divorce, really. But no, it was really cool. Like we opened for Pat Green twice, opened for Cody Canada a couple of times, started just doing it. And so I was like, I can do this novel thing when I'm older. I want to do this now while I'll have some energy. And we started doing it. We put together the band, and at least, at first, Andy, my old guitar player from Dorkstar, was playing.
Andy McIntyre, who's been on this show.
Yeah, Andy McIntyre's been on this show.
Yep.
But so he was playing with us, and I'd kind of been playing with Jason, and Andy was like, man, I can't do this right now. He had his own stuff going on. He was building his studio and all this stuff. And Jason was a little more invested in it because we had started sending each other our songs we were writing and everything. And that seemed to work out well. So we did more. Me and Jason harmonized together well too. So that, I don't know, it made it more like, okay, cool. We've got people who are kind of into this and started forming. We didn't ever form a band. I
mean, we played some band shows.
We played some band shows. No, you know what I mean by band, like Aerosmith, like Dorkstar.
Like, I'm kind of getting the impression these days that that's not really a thing. I mean, unless you're like,
hey, Turnpike's still around, bro. I mean,
well, yeah, maybe maybe it's a real thing for certain people, but I think it's also very common for people to be songwriters who just kind of put together bands.
And that's a little bit the scene these days. And it makes it a little bit simpler because you don't have to do what I used to do. I said that I had like a depth chart, like a football team for my band. So there's none of this crap you do when you're 20. Like, are you in this band or not? You didn't show up to rehearsal, all this stuff.
Right.
Who cares? Whatever. Everybody's listening. I had 3 different drummers and 4 different bass players and 2 different whoever, and somebody would be able to do it when I'm
right. That's smart. Yeah.
I'm the only fiddle player, though.
He wasn't my only fiddle player. That's right. But it ended up working. Yeah, Andy played with me. That's that first time we opened full band for Co. Awesome. That's still one of my best moments of my life. I mean, people just jumping up and down right in front of us, and 10 of the people there, 20 optimistically knew us, but they still got into it, man. They dug it. I mean, these things, they don't last forever, but my Spotify numbers went up for a while. I got some more likes on Facebook, whatever. I mean, it's a cool experience. Now I look at it more for what it is. It was just a great thing. I did that in life, And we got to open for tons of people. I mean, it was really pretty cool.
I got to do a few of those shows where we opened. Like I opened with you for Cody. Did we do a full band show for the Cody Canada thing?
We did. Mm-hmm. Didn't we?
I just remember there were some shows that was just me and you, and some that we did.
Maybe I'm lying, but that was I opened for him. Well, yeah, you were with me, full band, and we opened for him in Corpus Christi as well, that festival. So that was pretty cool. We were supposed to open for
Tracy Lawrence.
Tracy Lawrence ended up showing up. He was headlining. We were supposed to open for White Trash. Oh my God, I can't think of his name right now.
I'm sure his fans will love it if you remember his name.
Oh my God,
after you called him White Trash.
No, his big song is White Trash something. Oh my God, Justin, help me out here.
I can't. No, I got nothing.
He's been a big Texas country guy. Anyway, we were supposed to open for him at Brewster Street Ice House, but then there was a festival that was going on there with Tracy Lawrence, and that's where Cody Canada, Richard Toole, who's a friend of mine. All of these people were going to play there, and we ended up getting pulled into that. But then when Tracy Lawrence didn't show up, they were like, "Can you do an extra set?" And we're like, "Yeah, we can do an extra set." It's really cool. So we got to do 2 sets there. I mean, even Bree Bagwell ended up playing on the main stage before us, and we got to play after her on the side stage, which was great. People were going back and forth. That was another pretty cool one. But
Bree Bagwell is actually the show that we're opening up for at Green Hall.
Nice, awesome, man. Yeah, it was really fun. Here's the thing about that is all of that kind of happened with what I was talking about, the scene slightly changing, everybody getting excited about it again, Cohen Parker changing things and stuff, us getting to play all the time. Well, now it's moved on from there. I can't open for any of those people anymore. Even if COVID really ruined our momentum for the most part. But now, like I've got friends of mine, like Colby Cooper. I mean, I met him when he was 18. He's from the same town I'm from, at the Tap, and he had that
It Ain't Me.
It Ain't Me song, yeah. And it was, nobody knew it yet, but he'd written it, and some playlists were putting it on there or whatever. Well, now Colby's huge. Follow him on Instagram, and good for him, man. Like he was up past the point where he could keep it going. I've got several buddies, like Dylan Wheeler, who's also a friend of you. All these people I met at the Tap, but I mean, now they're touring all over the place. I mean, they're touring at least nationwide, if not more, and good for them, man. Because these are really good artists I'm talking about. It did help. They were all in their 23 when they were doing this one.
True. Yeah.
But I mean, it messed up our momentum a little bit. We actually hadn't reached a point where we could keep it going like some of those that Colby and them did, which again, good for them. I'm not taking away from Colby.
We had a full band show lined up for the week that basically everything shut down. We were supposed to play the thing in Round Rock.
Yeah, that's right.
Music on Main thing.
Which, by the way, the city of Round Rock paid us anyway for that. It did.
Wow. So that was awesome. But
the city of Round Rock is, if I could pump them up, they're really, really nice musicians. They'll pay us like $300 to play an hour and a half show. They don't have to do that. You know, on an off day, even when we wouldn't be doing anything anyway, we may as well go do it.
Don't listen to that city of Round Rock.
You have to do that. Scott Wilkerson is the guy that books it.
Just kidding.
Just very well.
So, would you like to play a song?
Oh, songs, yes. Which one you want to do first?
Whatever you want to do. I don't know.
What do you
want to do?
I'll let Jason pick which of my songs.
It depends on what instrument I pick up. The first one that I had on the list was Mama, but we could put that at the end if you want to.
Okay. Yeah, let's put it at the end. Mama's high energy.
All right, let's do Put the Past Down.
All right. So I mentioned that I got a divorce, and I'm going to talk about it. Sorry, that's what we're going to do. So I was married to my wife, Kathy, for 10 years, and we got a divorce December of 2018, which means I would have written this earlier that year in 2018. This song's about some of the trauma she had gone through and how it affected how she reacted to things. And she still likes this song. She still listens to it. It's weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Put the Past Down. Slow. Is it Put the Past Down slow? Or just Put the Past Down? I don't know the titles of my own songs. All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go! I cut myself on the words that roll off of your tongue. Wonder what happened to make it sharp when you were young. You lose your head and don't know what it is that you say. I see a young girl with innocence taken away. Lay your pain on me. I'm not going away. I can stand here and be strong. I can do this all day. 'Cause there's a fire in you burns. So how the things broken inside. I'll help your wounded heart learn. But girl, it might take some time. We won't go faster than you can go. We'll put the pace down slow. It's up to you if the things that are true can be shown. Not trying to save you, and I won't pretend like I know. We start to lose just when we thought we would win. I pick you up and then we'll just start over again. Lay your pain on me. I'm not going away. I can stand here and be strong. I can do this all day. 'Cause there's a fire in you burns. To how the things broke it inside. I'll help your wounded heart learn. But girl, it might take some time. We won't go faster than you can go. We'll put the pace down slow. You wield your past like a blade. Let's put it away. So hard to reach, but I think you can teach me. Lay your pain on me, 'cause I'm staying right here. I can stand here and be strong. I can do this for years. 'Cause there's a fire in you burns. To hide the things broken inside. I'll help your wounded heart learn. But girl, it might take some time. We won't go faster than you can go. We'll put the pace down slow. You wield your past like a blade. Let's put it away. So hard to reach, but I think you can teach me. You wield your past like a blade. Let's put it away. So hard to reach, but I think you can teach me. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was great.
Right.
I like it. Yeah.
Right.
That's not
That,
country.
that was on. Is that your most? Was that song on your most recent album?
No, that would have been
2 albums ago.
Well, it's kind of hard to say because I've got an album that I've been putting out 2 songs at a time during COVID and everything, partly because of income, partly because of who cares anymore. You don't have to wait until you have a whole album to put out stuff. Just like put out every few months.
Okay.
This is kind of a part of a conversation we've had long standing, which is, do you put out? You just keep putting out singles, which I know some people.
I mean, I think it's good to remind people that you're around and do something every once in a while.
I think there's some people that I've talked to who really don't have any ambitions to actually put an album out because albums
they don't matter as much as they want to.
They don't matter, and to some people they don't matter. But for me, as like a music consumer, albums matter to me.
I know what you mean. I mean, this is part of one creative project. This is part of a different creative project. That's why Metallica's Black Album is very different from Metallica's Ride the Lightning album.
Right.
Or whatever, I mean, it's a completely different era of their creativity, and you can see where everything's coming from. But I haven't said that as far as, I mean, if somebody's put out 3 albums in the past 5 years, it's probably not going to be that much of a difference of what I was just talking about. I mean, it just doesn't matter that much, and you can pick and, you're streaming on Tidal or whatever, you can just hear what you want to hear. You don't have to hear them all at the same time. You don't have to pop in a CD anymore.
Right.
So you kind of went through a little bit about the sort of creative the motivations you had for some of the songs you've written. You and I went back and forth. We did it a lot more, I don't know, a couple of years ago, but we used to, like, I would write a song and send it to you, and you would give me like feedback. Like you actually were very influential in some of the lyric changes I did for Ghost. Because I sent it to you and you're like, I like the first verse, I like the imagery, but you can do better. Did do better. That was basically what you said. And I was like, okay, all right, I get it.
Don't you have? So this is something else that's cool, and it's very similar to having a band. When I write a song, and I haven't written one in a while, at least not one that's for everybody, I'll send one to you because we write a lot of songs together. We play together. You know the industry. Well, also one of my brother, who I don't write songs with, and who doesn't know the industry, but he's a great musician, and he knows me. He knows what if I'm trying to say something and I'm not quite getting. That's why he's a really good editor for my novels as well. He'll know what I really meant because he's known me our whole lives. So that's really helpful. I even would send Kathy songs I wrote about her divorcing me, and she would give me feedback on it.
Yeah, it's the weirdest divorce in history where they continue to like give feedback on each other on their sides of the
Danny,
divorce.
who's my producer, who knows the industry. Probably not. He doesn't know all the songwriters as well as Jason does, but he knows. He's been in bands his whole life, so he's giving me a whole different perspective. So if three of y'all give me the same feedback, I got to go on something that I didn't want to change. I'm like, well, what did I send it to him for? I'm going to change it.
Like I think for me, like for one thing, above all, I'm a consumer of music. I like listening to songs. Like I listen to a lot of music, and I don't even understand how people can write songs who don't really listen to music like that, because I've gotten so much better. And really, it's been over the last maybe 5 or 6 years. I guess it's probably been a little bit more than that now, but since I really started listening to songwriters, and that's forced me to get better as a songwriter. But just the whole back and forth thing where we're bouncing, like you were talking about, we were talking about this a little bit earlier, the fact that you early on, there's no way you would take feedback from somebody. Like,
that's another thing. And it wasn't even entirely an ego thing, although of course it wasn't. It's to some level. Yeah. If I was 22, I'd be like, my song, no one changed it. No one yeah. And now I want to hear, but also I know more people who are good at that now than I knew when I was 20.
Right. I think
I have people that I can send it to. My hair is flopping.
But it's not like a sellout thing. I think it's just like, because I think we've probably both written songs. Actually, I've never talked to you about this, but I've written songs in the past where later on I'll look back on it and I'll think, I wish that I had taken more time to like flesh out that thought before I put it in a recording.
Sure. Everybody does that.
And I think that's one of the benefits you get by bouncing it off of people that you trust and respect their opinion, because you're not trying to go out there and just like make this the most superficial cliche thing. Please tell me how I can make it more cliche and superficial. You're going to somebody who you know what they like in music, and you know that's what you're going for. And
any of us don't like there's been times when any one of y'all that I just mentioned that I sent it to, you didn't get my vision, you didn't get it. Right. And I'm like, no, like Danny, especially, will be the one who like change the insert core thing of what makes the song right here. I'm like, no, that's what makes the song, dude. I'm not doing that. But I can just tell you that particular song, you didn't get it at first. But there's been other times where you totally got it and you helped me, and not just you, like any of them that I mentioned, or even somebody else, said, hey, well, you're trying to do this kind of song, right? Wouldn't it be better? Like you said it with Ghost. I mean, I think I did that for you with Ghost. I figured out where you were trying to go with it, and I helped you get there. That'd be a good example of that. And that's what you want. And every time they're not going to immediately get your vision. There's been times all of us, we send the song, we try to listen to it, we're in a bad mood, we're half arguing with some girl, and the kids are screaming in the back. It's not the best time for us to try to do it, but we'll try to do it. Or been drinking too much, or just you sent me things a million times that I forgot about. You're like, bro, you never said anything about it.
Well, like there's the example of Beautiful When You're Mean, which we can do next if you want to.
Sure.
Where you sent it to me, and it was
more violent song than it became. I was angry at the time, Jason. Okay, I get to be angry.
Yeah, he was angry, and it was much more of a violent imagery, I guess, is that
it was like a song Ice Cube could have written. If Ice Cube wrote rock songs,
if Ice Cube had been writing songs after a divorce, like that's what
But all y'all said the same thing on that. You're like, dial it down, and Jason's the one who said change it to beautiful when you're mean. You're pretty. You're pretty when you're mad. When you're beautiful when you're mean. He came up with that.
You already had. I think you already had the line. You're pretty when you're mad, or something like that.
Yeah, that's
it was
true.
like, but originally it was something like. Sometimes.
But it did become a song that people like now. Yeah. I mean, that they're not afraid of.
Right. But
which is fine. I mean, I've heard of tons of artists doing that, where they think they decide it's too much. There's too much. Let's tone it down so it can be more palatable. Mm-hmm. It ends up becoming a really popular song because of that.
Yeah, I think we are kind of coming back into a phase of it being okay to write an angry breakup song.
Well, I mean, dude, I'm a huge fan of Eminem. You were talking about listening to music. Hip hop is almost all I listen to. And Jason and I are both metalheads and stuff too, but I can't stand to listen to something not hip hop lately. I listen to several albums a day of it, and that's all I can stand to do. Look at Eminem, dude. Look at the song Kim. I mean, no, he wouldn't Dr. Dre wasn't like, maybe we should tone this down where you don't slit her throat at the end. Nope, he slit her throat at the end. And he brutally murdered his wife in his little fantasy that he had. And her, I guess, boyfriend and his kid. And this is in, what, 04, whenever that came out? Yeah. It's insane. I mean, but it's what he was doing. It was what people liked about it. It's what I like about him still. It's a way of letting his anger out.
Right. It's event. It's poetry.
It's a fantasy.
You're supposed to be doing those things instead of doing them in real life.
Yeah, which is better. And then you got people like John Denver, who wrote these really nice folksy songs about nature and then like chainsawed his house in half when he got divorced or something. Or you got John Lennon, who's Mr. Peace, one of the biggest proponents of peace ever, and beat the shit out of every woman who was ever with. I mean, I think I'd rather be not beating the shit out of people. Right. At least right now. Ask me again tomorrow.
Right.
You want to do that song right now? Because we talked about it so much.
Let's do it.
Yeah, why don't you play it?
This is one of my more electric songs.
Here, let's see if we can do this so
but
that
we do it all right acoustically.
Smash into your guitar like I was with
yeah. But yeah, this is definitely a rock song, like kind of classic rock feel. All right. But it's about I'll just say it, Kathy being hard to get along with. That's what it's about. Funny anecdote about this. My son, for years, has had this as his ringtone when his mother calls him. I think it's... So we'll be sitting there and you hear this all of a sudden. I come home after doing 6 shows in a row. I made some cash and I told all the pretty girls no. Wake up, you're in a bad mood, you're acting real rude, hitting me with bad attitude. Man, we haven't had a knockdown, drag out so long. I got a feeling it's on. Oh, now you dug up fights from the past and beat it to 10 things to complain when they weren't done fast. And everything I've done all day, it seems there's some better way. All that you think they should have been done. Girl, I'm not worried about your tone. You know what they say about sticks and stones. When you're angry, you're looking so fine. And when you scream, I'm so glad to call you mine. I wanna fight with you, baby, because you're my queen. You're pretty when you're mad, but you're beautiful when you're mean. Oh, now you're ready for a domestic dispute, throwing things at me and yelling too. And by now you must have cursed me out about 3 or 4 times. I think you're losing your mind. Now I'm man enough to tell you that I have my pride. Sometimes it's hard to keep this anger on the inside. Girl, I'll put that fight on the shelf. I'm treated for this bottle that just might help. 12 hours later, I'm a hungover man. There's a pain in my head, a pain in my hand. I don't know how the hole in the wall got there. Damn, here you go again on a tear. Cause when you're angry, you're looking so fine. When you scream, I'm still glad to call you mine. I don't wanna fight with you, baby, because you're my queen. You're pretty when you're mad, but you're beautiful when you're mean. Tell the truth, you haven't had yourself a day like this in a while. While you scream, I sit back and dream of that pretty smile. Because when you're angry, you're looking so fine. When you scream, I'm still glad to call you mine. I don't wanna fight with you, baby, because you know you're my queen. When you're angry, you're looking so fine. When you scream, I'm still glad to call you mine. I don't wanna fight with you, baby, because you're my queen. You're pretty when you're mad, but you're beautiful when you're mean. Woo.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good.
With just vocals or just drums, because you're not expecting it. You're expecting a wow, 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 wow. Dude, that makes me want to play electric again.
It does.
We got new amps.
Yeah,
They're
we
very
both did,
similar.
actually.
And have not really gotten to use them much because we're not playing full band shows. Just doing this.
Like, side note, I'm trying to decide if I'm going to play guitar in that show in a couple of weeks. Because
For Jarrett?
yeah, we're gonna do some songs that might be more guitar heavy, and I guess I might bring my guitar.
You should do it. What could happen, buddy? You gonna lose your record deal?
That's true. Yeah.
Justin, man.
So speaking of Jarrett, he's the lead singer of Bowling for Soup, and Jason was telling me before we got on the show that you opened for Bowling for Soup at one point.
Sort of open.
Sort of open for him.
Played in the same place. We'll call it that.
You talking about when I played with them in Houston when I met them all?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was years ago, bro. They weren't even famous yet. Yeah, I was playing acoustic guitar.
That's the story we want to hear.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. So, all right. So I didn't know who Bowling for Soup was.
Yeah.
But I can't remember the name of the place. It was over in the Galleria area, but I was pretty new into playing acoustic guitar. I mean, I was 21 or something, but and I saw them go in. I mean, they don't look like every band, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They were doing their poppy stuff, and they came out and they were watching me. There was not a lot of people out there. There was like, 8 other people out there, and all of them weren't even paying attention. But I said, "Hey, I saw some of your set. They were really good." And what's the guitar player's name? I got
Chris.
Chris goes, "No, we didn't, dude." But I can't remember if I offered for Jarrett to play or if I was like, "Hey, if you want to play a song," or maybe he wouldn't ask though. I don't think I must have offered. But he came up and played a couple songs. It was kind of fun. I mean, they went out by the marquee and had their friend take a picture of them with the same Bowling for Soup. That's how new they were. I mean, they weren't used to doing that all the time. I mean, because they're from the Dallas area, right? So they probably played in Houston a whole bunch. This would have been like,
I mean, technically,
2000, bro.
I guess like technically you're from Wichita Falls.
Yeah, I mean, the first time I saw him was 2000. Was the summer I lived with you in Austin. I think
that was the first time I saw him too.
Yeah. So,
and that was like "Let's Do It for Johnny" came out like right before that, right?
Yeah, around that time, like 99 or something, or 2000. Yeah. So,
yeah, and we were talking about me being jaded and judgmental when I was in my 20s. I didn't like Bowling for Soup. I was like, what is this easily digestible pop music? I do not like at all.
What is this stuff that I really like to listen to? I hate
at that time. We were listening to like Queens of the Stone Age and stuff. Like, one of the best bands ever. But they weren't. Queens of the Stone Age is not easily digestible pop for girls to dance to. It's weird,
right?
Music, right? That's what I was into, the Toadies and stuff. Like we were digging that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But honestly, when we keep talking about Danny Smith is my producer. He's got I should mention a. What do you even call it? It's not a band. It's what he calls, because Danny Smith is too common. When he puts out music on Spotify or whatever.
Oh yeah, what is it?
He calls it System Automatic.
System Automatic, yeah.
Which is good music. I know we can call it his band. It's not a band.
I think I've only heard the one song that he put.
Oh, he's a great songwriter too.
It was a really good song.
But he's known Bowling for Soup for years, and when they were playing in Waco, he texted Cher. I was like, "Hey, can we open?" He's like, "Absolutely, man." But I didn't realize how hilarious they are on stage all the time. I mean, as somebody who considers myself a good entertainer and hilarious and interactive, I was almost like taking notes. I was like, "Nice guys, it's really good." I mean, they were just making jokes, making fun of each other and stuff, and that's.
But it's funny because you only get half of an actual concert. I mean, of a band,
because they talk so much.
You get like half stand-up comedy, and half
I like that though. That's a
performance, band performance. Oh yeah, no, and it's funny because like for many years now, we'll see them play, and there's always people in the audience who've never seen them, and they don't get it,
right?
And they don't know what to expect, and so there's somebody that's like,
play a song, stop talking. I get that sometimes. Yeah. And I'll stop the show and be like, if you want to hear just songs, go home.
Go home and play the radio or something.
Somebody who doesn't have a personality, I'm not your guy.
Yep.
The one thing about Bowling for Soup, and I've been promoting this band for a long time, is I would tell people about this band, and I would say, you just need to go see them live, because even if you don't like their music or you think it's poppy or whatever, you're gonna have a good time. You're gonna have a good time because it's a fun show. And like,
I would like to make clear that I do like their music more now. I play 1985 like most nights now, because that's nostalgic, That's nostalgic on two levels, because it's an older song and it's about older stuff than that. So it's like,
what's the line on the new song? It's like, oh my God,
on the new song.
I think it's a line in the song. Anyways, he's like, I wrote 1985 19 years
19
after
years.
85.
Yeah, or something. Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
But it's been over that now, more
Yeah.
than that.
Yeah.
Since he
Crazy,
wrote
man.
that song. So
I just think there's like a correlation between like the piano bar and like their kind of show because it's
absolutely,
both like it's interactive, it's fun. You know, from what I saw your promo video and it looks like kind of a Bowling for Soup show where people are
it's
singing
kinda like that.
along. Yeah.
I can never remember their name. What's the name of that heavy metal band from Midland that's funny? Will you look that up for me? They're from Midland, I know that. Or Odessa, somewhere up there. Now I'm sticking with Midland. I'm doubling down. I saw them. I mentioned I'm a metalhead. Me and my neighbor went to it was a metal festival in South Austin. I guess Anthrax and Killswitch Engage were headlining, but they had an inside stage and an outside stage. So while they were turning over one, we could all go back to the other one and watch the next show. I cannot remember their name, but they were I was very impressed with because they made fun of heavy metal while playing the hell out of it.
Yeah.
Like I did a thing like the guitar player. If you could find this, Justin, I bet you can because they play it like in Austin and all around Texas. They're probably bigger now. They're not the kind of band that you would listen to a lot. They're a band you want to see live. Like he's like, hey, let's tune it down. He's like this far down. It's like no, lower than that. Like this far. Like and they're like they kind of make jokes about what metal does, but they're playing the hell out of it. They've got a song that's just called "Fuck," or there's another song where they'd be like, that motherfucker has the sombrero, and they have a bunch of sombreros, and they give it to the guy. They're like, no pinching, no hair pulling, no poking out of eyes, no these things. Otherwise, beat that guy's ass and take the sombrero away from him. And it just goes, that motherfucker's got the sombrero. Really fun. If I can find out who that is, I can't remember the name of them right now.
I cannot.
It's a 3-piece band. It's like the drummers. I mean, they're all fantastic, but like they play extremely well. But they're making jokes the whole time. Like they're. It's not to be taken seriously. It's for fun.
Like there's that one. I think they're from LA, but they're a parody like hair metal band. And Bowling for Soup has actually played with them recently, like in the last couple of years. And I can't think of the name of the band, but they play like one of their songs is like "Death to All Butt Metal," and it sounds like it's like butt metal, but they're saying BUT.
All
I don't know.
yeah.
But I can't think of the name of that band either, but like it sounds like a similar kind of thing where it's obviously a parody thing, but they're also really good musicians who
All right.
play these like Bon Jovi kind of songs.
I'm googling funny metal band.
Yeah, me too. I'm not. I found a band called Mac Sabbath. That's
Mac Sabbath.
Never heard of them.
Oh, okay. Here's the band I was talking about. Steel Panther. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. I'm not seeing the one from Midland.
God, they were great, and they played a lot too.
Well, maybe they don't exist, and we can start that band.
I'm gonna text my neighbor in the middle of her podcast.
We need help. Lifeline or something.
Right?
Ask the audience.
It's the audience.
Dead air, guys. We can't all be googling at the same time.
Yeah, I know. It's great audio here.
I was actually going back.
Why did we lose so many people on the podcast? An hour and 10 minutes in?
Everyone was watching until that time.
Well, do y'all want to play another song?
Yeah, let's play another song. I gotta
play all the
stop.
songs. We're actually just going to start playing them all at the same time.
I gotta stop in about half an hour.
Okay, let's burn through a couple of them.
What are we playing? What do we want to play?
Let's do End of the World.
Yeah.
I should brag about this more. I've had 3 songs on the radio, which is why I'm rich and famous now. But this one got damn near top 40. It was like number 43 or something.
Wow.
And on the Texas music charts. My other 2 did okay. We're gonna play one of the other 2, I think, too. But this was off. So he mentioned When the Flood Comes, which is just a bunch of crap that I threw together that I've been writing. It was only like 5 or 6 songs. My next album after that, what was the name of it? The Neighborhood Will Never Be the Same.
Can we stop there for just a second? It's not a bunch of crap. It was like it is a pretty eclectic collection.
Yeah, it was not a country album or a rock album.
Was it 5?
5 or 6, yeah. But it was like you said, like Hello 1999 was a trip hop song.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna do Best Days, but that's one of my favorite songs that he's written.
We can do a couple in a row if you want.
Yeah.
But this song was off the next one. I actually was a little bit more trying to push my boundaries and write a little more Texas style music. And I often say this one, I don't know if I consciously did this, but it's obvious to me now that the verses are very Johnny Cash and the chorus is very Beatles. This song is called The End of the World. It's about the world ending. and the protagonist of the story considers suicide and instead throws a party. There's a video of this on YouTube or wherever. Google the end of the world. It's an animated video.
A cartoon.
It's pretty cool, yeah. Lose some money on that, and I'm pretty proud of how it happened. The end of the world. Yeah. I think the world will end today. I've seen the signs. Rain is pouring down on me. Cold, aggressive lines. Over 20 mornings since that sun is trying to rise. And I'd love to see the day I'm sitting here, stabbing at this loaded 44. Little squeeze, and I know won't have to face this anymore. Pick that gun up, put it down to stay. And I would love to see the day. Now bring me every bottle in this house and call up all my friends. If anybody else shows up, just let them in. And while it's raining fire, I'll hold you close and sing you out to sleep. Kiss you while the earthquakes open underneath our feet. The world is ending now, but I'm not sad because I've got you sitting next to me when it does. People are scaring me today. I see the writing on the wall. I can never sleep at night, 'cause I can hear them calling out for me to let them stay. And I'd love to see the day. Oh, there's an angry man who's staring hard from down the drive. One little squeeze and I know I could put one right between his eyes. Pick that gun up and I put it down to stay. And I would love to see the day. Now bring me every bottle in this house and call up all our friends. If anybody else shows up, just let them in. And while it's raining fire, I'll hold you close and sing you out to sleep. Kiss you while the earthquakes open underneath our feet. The world is ending now, but I'm not sad because I've got you sitting next to me when it does. I picked that gun up and I put it down to stay. Now bring me every bottle in this house and call up all my friends. If anybody else shows up, just let them in. And while it's raining fire, I'll hold you close and sing you out to sleep. Kiss you while the earthquakes open underneath our feet. The world is ending now, but I'm not sad because I've got you sitting next to me when it does. A couple more acknowledgments I want to make about that. So that guitar solo was from before Jason was playing with me. That was when Andy was still doing it. And Andy and Danny kind of wrote that song in the studio. I was not even there. I knew I wanted kind of a tumbleweed sounding thing, and I thought they did great with it. So Danny kind of wrote the core of it, and Andy made it his own. And then when Jason started playing, he kind of changed it like just enough, that's what you want an artist to do, right? Like make it their own, but keep the soul of it. And I think all three did a great job with that. But that
So
I did not write that part. That was pretty cool.
Not so much on that song, but on some of his other songs that Andy was the one that crafted the solos on. Basically,
Psycho Stick. They're called Psycho Stick, the funny metal band.
Okay. Thank you.
Everybody go listen to Psycho Stick right now.
No, go watch the show, dude. They're hilarious.
Stop what you're doing and go. Stop watching this.
All right, tell your story, but I'm going to.
I don't remember what I was going to say. I was just going to say basically, whatever changes between the solos that Andy did and what I did, most of that is just because I couldn't play what Andy did.
Well, Andy's a wizard, but you made it that's what you want people to do, man, is make it where it's just something they believe in. They're not just being a robot. That's why we don't have a drum machine playing drums. We want somebody who's living and breathing, putting their feelings into it.
And I talked to Andy a little bit about this, like on what's the song?
Yeah, It's Been Real. That's
It's Been Real. On It's Been Real, on that song, I changed the solo. I actually spent a lot of time trying to figure out Andy's solo on there. And then I stopped and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to do this and I'm going to make it kind of a more country sounding solo. And so I play it different. We probably shouldn't do that one because we didn't practice it. But
either way, did you want to do it? I'm stuttering. I've had 2 drinks. Yes. Would you like to see the best days?
We're going through a tunnel.
Interference. I wrote this song when I was like 19. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. So I did re-record this for When the Flood Comes EP. Now, I was too cool for choruses in this song, but a lot of people do that, man. You listen to Hell of a Year, that doesn't really have a chorus.
Nope.
It just says Hell of a Year at the beginning of it.
It's funny
and it works because it's telling this little story that it has to say.
My perspective of this song is, yes, it doesn't have a chorus, and yes, he wrote it when he was.
I mean, 19? I didn't consciously go, I don't want a chorus. I just wasn't doing that.
So you wrote it when you were 19?
I started it then. It took me a couple of years to complete it, to record it.
I think it's funny because I think it actually fits in much better with the kind of country music that's popular now than what was popular when
it wasn't like Robert O'Keefe or something. That's who I was very influenced by. But he was big then, or Pat, whoever. Cool, man. The song's called The Best Days, about good times and stuff. I'm coming home, the war is over. Lights are coming on for me. Awesome anticipation for your shining smile. Struggling with every mile. Good times are overdue, call everyone we know. It's times like these we were put here for. Yeah. Everyone is coming over. A whiskey river's flowing free. With all these people I've shared love and laughs and smoke and beer. One loud tonight I'm seeing clear. 'Cause these may be the best days we will ever know. Oh, may my memory be the last to go. Oh, my friend, you're just who I wanted to see. Has life been treating you kindly? Do you still remember me? How we sang and drank and lived and down people we'd be left behind. To this day, such good friends I can never find. Oh, when the bullet ripped my skin, thought ripped through my mind. I cannot drink beer with my friends if I die. Hey, 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 hey. You're like the four-leaf of my clover. Harvest moon up in the sky. Shiny silver dollar laying on the ground. Now with you I will lay down. Lonely times gone, I'm back from where I've been, and I swear that I will never leave again. 'Cause when the bullet ripped my skin, the thought ripped through my mind, can I hold my baby if I die? Can I hold my baby if I die? I swear that I will never leave again. And I swear that I will never leave again. Motherfucker.
That was great. You know, I love when y'all are singing together, they're harmonizing. So can I make a request? Can y'all play Wash It All? Is it Wash It All Away? That's how, yeah.
That's more of a fiddle one, which is kind of weird because Jason didn't really play that much. No, you did play. You still play fiddle.
On that song, it was originally going to be the main riff was going to be the fiddle, but when I got in there, it wasn't sounding right. It wasn't working. So I think we must have talked about doing the mandolin because I brought it with me.
Yeah,
but I played the
dobro,
mandolin,
didn't you? Is that a dobro? Or is that mandolin?
No, I did mandolin on there.
You're right.
But I did play some fiddle on there, but it was more like just like kind of filling out the sound, and then I played the guitar part that was on there. But I don't play fiddle on it now.
This is not one of the ones. I need to borrow your capo and I need to retune while I'm talking. But
there you go.
You got to tune after the capo's on, boys. Capos stretch out the strings. You writing this down?
That's why when you are big famous stars like us, you have multiple guitars and you
just get ready to bring it out to you. No big deal. You don't have to pause the podcast to tune or anything like that. Just keep going. No, I was going to say this is not one that we did pedal steel on. I guess that was asking you to ask me, right?
Yeah, I think that's the only one with pedal steel on it. That is probably the most country.
It's my countryest
song that you have, and it actually is also the one that you had to do. Didn't you do an alternate take of it for?
Yeah, I had to edit it out because there's curse words. Yeah, those are our radio songs.
Like it's super traditional country sounding.
Yeah,
but he puts the F-bomb in it.
Yeah, so. Good times. Okay, that sound good, guys? 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, my bag's packed now, it's packed, can't wait another day. It's plain to see that things will not be the same. Put my truck and drive as I watch the sky grow darker with rain clouds. Wonder what the hell will I do now? My eyes are dry, so I let the sky cry all my tears for me. I won't feel the pain, let the rain wash it all away. No, I'm gone for good this time. There is nothing for me if I stay. I hope that someday when I wake up the sun will rise on what I need, not what I've left behind. Oh, Daddy told me, boy, be strong, as life is mostly pain. I let the rain wash it all away. Well, maybe from here that sky will clear and I know just what to do. Maybe those stars will sing these songs for you. Nothing's free or meant to be, no guarantee of what I'll find. I'm so afraid I think I might go blind. This old truck has gathered dust around here for too long. Time has come for me and let the rain Why sit all away? No, I'm gone for good this time, and there is nothing for me if I stay. I hope that someday when I wake up, the sun will rise on what I need, not what I've left behind. Oh, Daddy told me, boy, be strong, as life is mostly pain. I'll let the rain wash it all away. Is this all a big mistake, just my saving grace? I've been so divided in my brain. What's it all away? I know I'm gone for good this time, and there is nothing for me if I stay. I hope that someday when I wake up, the sun will rise on what I need, not what I've left behind. Oh, Daddy told me, boy, be strong, as life is mostly pain. I let the rain wash it all away. I had a lot of songs with the 4 chord. But the bass sounds like that too. We didn't. The 4 chord.
You know what's funny is I don't even know what that means.
That song is in E, F, G.
There you go.
You have to count on your fingers.
Hey.
Yes, count
So,
on his fingers. You see that?
See that? I would also like to say that my dad did not, in fact, say, "Boy, be strong, because life is mostly pain," but it sounded like something he would have said. And I was on the phone with my mom, and I was like, "Hey, I just wrote a song. Tell Dad that I said, 'Boy, be strong, because life is mostly pain.'" And he's like, "I can see that." So I didn't have his blessing, even though he did not actually say it.
And you killed your dad in 2 songs, right?
Well,
One song at least.
I dreamed that I killed him in a song, and then in another song he was already dead. But if you're talking about the one I'm thinking of, or maybe there's other ones that I don't remember. I don't know. I've mentioned suicide in like 8 of my songs or something I'm up to. Nice. I need to take a.
And you've only killed yourself twice. Sorry, that's
I need
something
to
to joke about, I guess.
Well, I need to be more like Psycho Stick.
More like Psycho Stick, yeah.
You know, if you've been resurrected, we've buried the lead here. We should have been talking about that like an hour ago. You know, if you've come back from the dead. Yeah.
We buried the lead, totally.
Yeah.
This is like a podcast about songs, but little did you know.
It's like, oh, by the way, I came back from the dead a couple of times.
There's a zombie.
No big deal, but yeah.
Not to discuss my undead status. That's right.
I'm now drinking Russell's White Claws.
Delicious, and dude, I love beer. I can't drink it anymore, man. I just can't. It's like drinking one beer, even Miller Lite or something. It's like eating a double cheeseburger. I just can't do it. I drink gin and tonics. That's mostly what I have.
Yeah.
Dated a girl. That's Priscilla, you know her. What else are we doing?
What else should we talk about something else? Do we have anything else to cover?
Or do you want to play another song? Because we're getting close to that hour and a half mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, Russell has to go pick up his kids from karate.
No,
Yeah.
I was supposed to, but now I don't have to. Mama's getting them, but I do have a gig after this.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I have to play on 6th Street at 9, and 6th Street's hard to find parking. So
You just told me that less than an hour ago, and I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's play another song.
Well, thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate having you.
Oh, Mama.
Yeah, Mama. So this song was never on the radio, but we've got, what did we find yesterday? 64,000 streams, my most streamed one. I did promote it on Spotify at one point through one of those promotion things, and I did that with End of the World as well, but this seemed to do better. will seem to enjoy this one. So this one's about, I've considered making another animated video with some of my friends from high school in it, because that's really what it's about, being in high school and how you need those memories later in life.
So this is kind of like those growing up songs that you have to have when you're writing country music or writing Texas country music. And you wrote this one, and I wrote one too.
Yeah.
But I've never put mine out because I'm still not happy with it.
You never have recorded that?
I never did. Yeah.
What's the name of that one, by the way?
Missing Years.
Yeah, that's right.
And
that's
you don't
the one
like it
we're
because
gonna
it changes all the chord.
Oh my God, you change the chorus every time. Well, I wouldn't mind it if I didn't have to try to harmonize on it. The choruses are supposed to be the repeating part where everybody can fall in. Jason changes it every time. Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys for having me on, man. Let me see. Me and Jason are doing the Round Rock PD car show. It's in Old Settlers Park, by the way. We need to find out about that.
Somewhere in the Round Rock, the greater Round Rock area,
right.
we're going to be
there
performing
somewhere.
When there are also going to be cars there.
Yes. And because of stuff, I don't think we have any other shows right now. We're doing stuff like this and not that. That's it. It's fine. All right. Thanks, guys. You gonna roll that joint at night? Take a left up here. There's a road I think this whole town forgot. If you're flowing from the fence post past the hill, then we'll catch you. See that old barn? I left us a bottle there. We're gonna miss these days like a caged bird misses trees when we've got mortgages and care. There's no bottle between our knees. 20 years I'll need this memory of when my life was free. Crazy kid I am today will still be me. Can we take this curve at 16? Do you think we'll all stay friends? I can't go through to college, but I'll meet you when it ends. Cause we've gotta kill this pain, only our generation knows. We won't get caught cause mama doesn't know these roads. Me and my girl parks there, man, I got to every base. I might forget the things we did, but I will not forget her face. How she promised me forever that she did not understand. She felt my heart but did not push away my hand. Can we take this curve at 16? Do you think you'll move far away? I might ask her to marry me if I don't die today. Cause we've gotta kill this pain, only our generation knows. We won't get caught cause mama doesn't know these roads. I'd like to think if mama knew she'd understand how I have to live this life before I've grown into a man. Well, I hope she made her memories, cause these belong to us. We own them like we own the world, and we will never give it up. Can we take this curve at 60? Do you think we'll all stay friends? Can't go through to college, but I'll meet you when it ends. Cause we gotta kill this pain, only our generation knows. We won't get caught though now, mama just don't know. That's alright, son, this is not mama's road. mama doesn't know these roads.
That was great. Russell, thanks for joining.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for joining us for the show. You have a great website, which is russellboyd.com. Where can people find you besides russellboyd.com? Where can people find you on social media?
So I had to quit Facebook, dude. It makes me homicidal.
Understandable. Yeah.
Yep. Everyone is an idiot on Facebook.
It's my least favorite of all of them. I don't like any of them.
I've been happier since then. So I'm on the Instagram is Russell Boyd Music. That's the one where I post the funny, wrong.
All the pictures of the requests that people make go on Instagram
stuff and some other stuff. But Twitter is my favorite personally. I get it. It's so random and what it is. That's Russell Boyd TX, and there's 2 S's, 2 L's in Russell. If you want to look up on streaming stuff or whatever, but yeah, man, we get around and I do mostly the same shows every week too. I do College Station at the Tap on Wednesdays, Round Rock at Rockies on Thursdays, the Green Door and Tipple on Fridays. Right now, of course, that evolves through the years, but that's what I'm doing right now. Every Saturday is different. I think I'm back at Rockies this Saturday, and that's all piano bar because I got to make that money right now. We're all recovering from COVID, and I don't mean the disease. I mean from the era.
The COVID era.
Yeah, the COVID era.
And you don't try. That's it for original stuff right now, right?
Yeah. That car show on Sunday. I got 6 gigs this week, man. Played at Darwin's on 6th Street tonight.
Very busy. Very busy. We appreciate having you on. Jason, where can people find you on social media?
This couch right here, actually.
This couch, yeah.
I was going to say a second ago, I've done this many times at Jason's, but we've never broadcasted it before.
Right. We were always just by ourselves.
Yeah.
You should.
I don't know. What's that online thing where you can see all the mugshots? Busted? I'm probably on there. Places. No, I think I don't have anything coming up. The only thing I have coming up is playing shows with Jarrett, and then I have a show at Ghost Note Brewery, which I'll probably tell. Like every time we do a show between now and whatever September 8th, I'll have to say I'm playing Ghost Note Brewery in Dripping Springs on September 8th.
Okay, cool. If you want to follow our show, this show right here on social media, we're on Instagram and Twitter. We're at LFDT Pod. Again, LFDT Pod. Give us a follow. We appreciate it. Once again, we want to thank Russell for joining us tonight, and we want to thank you for watching or listening. If you're watching us on YouTube right now, please like this video, subscribe to our channel. It's free. We'd appreciate it. It really helps us out. Or if you're listening to us later on, we're available on Spotify and Anchor and various other little-known podcast services. So we appreciate listens on those platforms as well. And if you can subscribe, rate, and review the episodes, that's awesome too. Russell, before we get out of here, I have to tell you something I've been telling Jason for a long time. This is the first time meeting you, but every time he mentions your name, I say, Russell, he's got to have an album called Russellmania. I mean, it's like right there. It's like right. Russellmania, man. I mean, like, if you could do a piano bar during wrestling
genres, buddy.
Hey, we make a lot of wrestling jokes on Twitter. Like, it is all about wrestling on Twitter. Like, Matt Moran and Will Payne Harrison are going to have cage match. It's going to be like a Hell in a Cell type thing where there's blood and mayhem, and it's going to happen at one of their shows. So you've got to have an album.
I'm in on the joke. I don't want to be left out.
All I'm saying is the next time WrestleMania is in Texas or anywhere close, you need to play a piano bar in the town and call it WrestleMania and just rake in the dollars.
Done.
Yeah. So anyway, I had to tell you that. Thanks again for joining us. We appreciate it. Good luck with the gig tonight.
Yes, sir.
Jason, thank you for hosting Russell on your wonderful couch there.
Man,
I allowed him
into
my
house. Thanksgivings I've spent in this house, buddy?
And once again, we want to thank all of you who are watching and listening. We really appreciate it. So for Russell and for Jason, this is Justin signing off.
No, surely, if you're still listening, turn it off. We're done.
Not yet, but turn it off.
Still the
right
outro
now.
thing. You have to watch
the
that.
outro thing. I want to see the outro thing.
We have an outro. Yeah. So for Russell and for Jason, this is Justin saying, we'll see you next time. Thank you.